take a few moments to become present. So find yourself a nice, comfortable seated position where your back, spine, and back of your neck is nice and long and tall, and you're opening your diaphragm, opening your heart. And then gently close your eyes and soften your thoughts. Soften your eyes. Soften your shoulders. And soften your heart. Observe your breath as it is, soft and gentle, breathing life into you with each inhale and relaxation with each exhale. Feel the grace of being present, returning to that awareness again and again. You may open your eyes now. For this morning's intention, I'm going to defer you setting your own intention to a little later on, and it's going to be called something different. It's going to be called Sankalpa, and it's the same idea as setting an intention for yourself. So I'm going to go right to our intention for today's class, which is to talk about the seventh limb of yoga, which is Dhyana, and that translates to meditation. So the last three of the limbs of yoga is turning yourself inward. Last week, Dharana, we did concentration, and that's focusing on a certain point. And then this week, kind of getting yourself into the mindset of this week, which would be meditation. So it's literally, and I mean literally, not what you think. Don't think. You don't think. It's more of an experience than a technique. It brings about a keen sense of awareness without focus and moves us from a state of doing to a state of being. So again, the first four limbs of the yoga was all about doing. It's about breathing and the asanas, the poses. And then that fifth one, that fifth limb, that bridge, where you're starting to withdraw your senses, starts the journey on the inward. So person that you may be familiar with, Ekhart Tolle, who I'm a big fan of, when he talks about meditation, he calls it awareness. He doesn't use the term meditation, he uses the term awareness. He says our thoughts are mostly spent on a horizontal plane, thinking about the past and thinking about the future. So that's all on this plane, past, future. And then when you're working to find the space between those thoughts, that will bring your awareness to a vertical plane, which he calls the space of awareness, which I love that term. So it's you stop thinking about the past, you stop thinking about the future, you just starting to think about the present, and that he calls the space of awareness. And so bringing it to that vertical plane of now and ultimately to the awareness of yourself. So for today's meditation and practice, we're going to do a deep relaxation technique and a form of meditation that has been practiced by ancient sages and yogis. And this Nidra goes back thousands of years. And it turns your awareness inward by listening to a set of instructions, like a guided meditation. And many of you may have experienced guided meditations. They're very popular now. I have an app that's called Insight Timer, and there's thousands and thousands of guided meditations on that app. And there's many therapeutic benefits to this yoga nidra. There's a gentleman called Richard Miller, and he developed the iRest program. And it was developed for military people and vets of the military, and specifically, I think, for the post-traumatic stress syndrome. So his program has helped. I mean, he was told to create a yoga program for the vets, and it didn't go over very well with vets because vets, military, think of a Marine, I don't do yoga. But so he termed it the iRest program, and it's basically the same thing as this yoga nidra. One of my classmates, when I took yoga teacher training, Cheryl, works down at the VA hospital in White River Junction. And she has been teaching yoga nidra to vets down there for quite some time. And when I was taking class with her, she was talking about how much this particular yoga has affected the medication rates down there. It's gotten to the point where they were able to reduce their medication by 70% by doing this particular yoga. So it does have a lot of benefits. It's not just a yoga to fall asleep to, which is one of its benefits, but it does have a way of bringing yourself, like Ekhart Tolle says, that ultimate self-awareness, that space of awareness. So we're going to start today by doing some asana poses on the mat, laying down. It's going to be a very relaxing, very chill type of class today. So we'll start with those, and then I'm going to come back and I'm going to read a script. I'm not creative enough to come up with my own, and it's the author is Susan Dawson-Cook, and she developed it for the U.S. Masters Swimming Program. So we'll do that when we get done with our asanas. So find yourself, you're on your mat, and gently roll down on your back. Do one vertebrae at a time, and come into mountain pose on your back. So think about the mountain essentials that we go through every week. Your toes are pointing up to the sky as if you're standing on air. Your feet are flexed, your toes pointing up to the sky. Legs are strong. There's a gentle bend in your knees. Your navel's tucked to your back, bringing your lower back down toward the mat. Shoulders are relaxed and rolled back onto the mat. Feel your shoulder blades snug into the mat. Crown of your head is reaching up to the top or the bottom of your mat, whichever way, we'll call it the bottom of the mat. So your chin is tucked toward your chest, so it's not jutting up. Your chin's not higher than your forehead. Your chin would be lower than your forehead. So the essentials of mountain pose. And just get into a nice, comfortable position in that. And then we're going to start with our toes and work our way up to our head. So first, we're going to start with bending our toes, kind of scrunching them, making a fist out of our toes, and then opening our toes and spreading them as far apart as you can, something we do every week. And then again, scrunch your toes, make a fist, and then open your toes, spreading your toes as far apart as you can. Scrunch your toes again, making a toe fist. Open them up, spread them as far apart as you can, and then make a toe fist again. And then spread them far apart. Next, we're going to point our toes down to the bottom of the mat or top of the mat. And then flex your feet so your toes are pointing up to the sky. Again, point your toes. We do this in bird dog all the time. Point your toes to the end of the mat. Flex your toes so they're reaching to the sky, pushing your heels to the end of the mat. Point your toes to the end of the mat, and then flex your toes up to the sky. And feel that energy in your heels pushing down toward the end of the mat. Then point your toes down to the end of the mat. Point your toes up to the sky, flexing your heels. Point your toes down to the end of the mat. And one last time, flex your toes up, pointing to the sky. And then we'll make circles. We'll do some rotations with our ankles. So just kind of roll your feet around, making circles. And then reverse the direction. That might be a little trickier. You have to do your concentration a little bit. And then we'll go back and make circles the first way. And then reverse direction again. My legs are already pooped out from doing this. Alrighty, so bring your legs together, your feet together, ankles together, and then slide your right leg up the inner part of your left leg to the point where your right foot rests at your left knee, and your right knee is pointing to the right side of the mat. Your leg is in a figure 4. And just relax there for a minute. You're opening up the hips slowly. Then bring your ankle over on top of your left leg, your right ankle to your left leg, right above your kneecap. Again, you're still in the figure 4. And then slide your left foot up the mat. So the sole of your foot is on the mat, sliding up toward your hips. We'll come into reclined pigeon pose. So this, with your left foot on the mat, might be fine. Just try to guide your right knee so it's pointing to the left or to the right side of the mat. And if you would like a little bit more stretch, you can lift your left leg up, wrapping your hands around your left thigh, and then gently bring that left leg closer to you. And if you want even more stretch, you can wrap your hands around your left shin and bring that closer to you. A nice hip opener here. And just breathe through this, inhaling and exhaling. And then place your left foot back down on the mat and slide it down to the end of the mat. And we'll switch legs. So slide your left foot up the inner part of your right leg till it reaches your right kneecap. Just relax there for a moment. Your legs should be in a figure 4. And then lift your left ankle so it sits on your right thigh, right above your kneecap. And then slide your right foot up the mat so the sole of your foot is on the mat, and come into reclined pigeon pose. And again, you can stay here if this is comfortable for you, perhaps guiding your left knee to the left side of the mat. And then if you want an additional stretch, just wrap your hands around your right thigh, bringing your right leg toward you. And a little bit more stretch, wrapping your hands around your shin and bringing your leg toward you. Follow your breaths nice and deep. Inhale and deep exhale. And then place the right foot back down on the mat. And bring both knees to your chest. Give them a nice gentle hug. Wrapping your hands and interlacing your fingers and wrapping it around your left knee. Extend your right foot out toward the bottom of the mat. Flexing your toes, flexing your feet. And see if you can just hover a little bit above the mat instead of laying the foot on the mat. And it's fine if you do lay it on the mat, but if it's available to you, just kind of hover above the mat with your right foot. And then inhale, bring the right knee back. Give them both a nice little hug. And then wrap your hands around your right knee, extending your left leg down to the bottom of the mat. Again, you can lay it on the mat or have it hover above the mat. Toes are pointing up to the sky, flexing your foot. Inhale, bring that left leg back up. Nice gentle hug. And we'll do that one more time on the right side. Extending your right leg all the way to the bottom of the mat. Feet are flexed. Hovering above the mat. Inhale, bring that back. Knees to chest. Nice gentle hug. And then last, extend the left leg to the bottom of the mat. Feet are flexed and hover above. Inhale, bring your left knee back. Give a nice gentle hug. And I'm going to place both hands on your knees, right hand on the top of your right knee, left hand on the top of your left knee. And then extend your arms as far out as they can go, pushing the knees to the bottom of the mat. And then we're going to bring the soles of our feet together while our knees splay open to both sides of the mat. In the goddess pose. Then inhale, guiding your knees back toward your shoulders. And exhale, bringing your knees together, knees to chest. These are what I call rowboats. So again, extend your hands away from your chest, bringing your knees down toward the bottom of the mat. Bring the soles of your feet together as your knees drop open. Guide your knees back toward your shoulders. And then exhale, bringing your knees together over your chest. We'll continue doing that for a few more. So again, extend your arms out. Soles of your feet come together, knees drop open. Inhale, bringing your knees back toward your shoulders. Kind of a happy baby, modified happy baby there. And then exhale, closing your knees over your chest. Again, push your hands away from your body. Drop your knees open. Inhale, guide your knees back toward your shoulders. And then exhale, guide your knees over your chest. One last time, pushing away, your knees away from you. Bringing the soles of your feet together, dropping your knees open. Guide your knees back toward your shoulders. And then close your knees over your chest. We'll bring our feet back down to the mat. We're going to do a few supine cat-cows and then leading into a bridge pose. So your legs should be about hip width apart, your knees about hip width apart. Your hands are on the mat and palms down to support you. And if you can tuck your heels close to your hips, perhaps maybe even seeing if you can touch the back of your heels with your fingertips. And then we're going to start with this cat-cow. So the cat, we round our back, tilting our pelvis up toward the sky, kind of creating a bowl with our stomach area. And then exhale for cow, where we're arching our back, dropping our pelvis down. So you can slide your hand underneath your back. You've kind of created a bridge there. So inhale, round your back into cat, tilting your pelvis up. And all the time, your hips are on the mat. You should, if you have slight elevation, that's okay. But the idea is to have your tailbone kind of resting on the mat and your lower back doing the arch work. So then come back into cow, arching your back, dropping your pelvis down, rounding your back to cat, tilting your pelvis up. You feel it in your thighs. And then arching your back to cow. Inhale, round your back. Exhale, arch your back. Nice, gentle, slow movements. Just feel that nice rock and roll in your lower back. Okay, and then we're going to come to the cat. So rounding your back, your pelvis is tilting up. We're going to push down into the soles of our feet to lift our hips up toward the sky, coming into bridge. And you don't have to do anything fancy here. You don't need to interlace your fingers underneath or roll your shoulders under you. Just be where it's comfortable for you. One thing you should do is not have your knees splayed open. They should be parallel to one another, and your gaze should be up to the sky. And then we're going to come down one vertebrae at a time, very, very slowly, so you feel that nice massage in your back. We'll do a few more cat-cows. So rounding your back to cat, arching your back to cow, rounding your back to cat, arching your back to cow, rounding your back to cat, arching your back to cow, and then round your back to cat and stay there, and then push down into your feet, lifting your hips up to the sky. Just go up with whatever's comfortable for you, keeping your knees parallel with one another. Hands our palms down so that supports your lift. And then slowly, one vertebrae at a time, come back down. And we'll do that cat-cow one more time. So round your back for cat, arch your back for cow, round for cat, arch for cow, round for cat, arch for cow, round for cat. Stay there, push down on your feet and lift your hips up to the sky. And then slowly, one vertebrae at a time, come back down to the mat. Bring your knees to your chest, give them a nice gentle hug, and rock back and forth. Massage your lower back. And then draw some circles with your toes. So pointing your toes, move your toes in a nice big circular direction. And then reverse the direction. And then bring your knees back to chest. And then bring your soles of your feet back down to the mat. You're going to extend our arms out to the side at shoulder height so that you create a T with your arms. I'm going to bring my left arm across my torso and land it on my right arm. I'm going to see where it lands for me. And this is keeping our shoulder blades into the mat. I'm just seeing where my hand lands, which is in my upper, my tricep area. And then I'm going to try to slide that right hand down toward my elbow. So this is almost like a thread the needle upside down. So slide it down toward your elbow and then slide it back to where it was comfortable. And then slide it down toward your elbow. You feel a little stretch in your left arm, back of your left arm, and then slide it back to where it was natural. It landed naturally, and then slide it again toward your elbow. And then slide your arm back, and then bring it back into the T shape, and we'll do that on the other side. So bring your right hand over your torso and let it land anywhere on your left arm. Now, for me, actually, my right arm lands a little further down naturally than the other way around. So then slide that right hand down your left arm as far down as it can go. Mine actually will go a little past my elbow and then back. So you see how two sides are quite different. Then slide it back down your arm toward your fingertips, and then slide it your left or right hand back up. And then slide your right hand back down toward your left fingertips. And then back up again. And one last time, slide your right hand down toward your left fingertips. And slide it back up. Bring your hands back to the T shape. Bring your the edges of your feet, the outer edges of your feet to the edges of the mat, the outer edge of your mat. So your hips are open, or knees are open wider than hip. And we're going to do some windshield wipers. And the somatic version, we're going to be doing some hand movements too. So we're going to drop our legs to the right side of the mat. Just let your knees fall down toward the right side. And then we're going to gently turn our head to the left. And our left palm should be facing up to the sky, and our right palm should be facing down to the mat or to the floor. So left palm facing up, right palm facing down. You're gazing to the left. And then inhale, bring the knees back to center, head back to center at the same time, and then return, drop the knees to the left side of the mat as we turn our head to the right and flip our hands the other way. So the right hand will be facing up to the sky, left hand facing down. Knees are to the left, head is to the right. And then inhale, bring your knees back up to center, head back up to center, and then drop your knees to the right while you move your head to the left and flip your hands. So your left palm is up to the sky and your right palm is down to the ground. And continue doing that, moving your knees back up to center and dropping to the other side while you're moving your head to the other side and flipping your hands. And see if you can get a nice, gentle rhythm going here. Up. And remember your breath while you're doing this. Exhaling, bring your legs down. Inhaling, bringing your legs back up. Exhaling, dropping them back down. Okay, and when you reach your knees up to the sky one last time, and you can slide your feet back down to the end of the mat and prepare your body for the yoga Nidra, which is basically putting yourself into the position of Shavasana. So let your feet flop open and just relax your entire body. And I'll start the script now. You're about to practice Yoga Nidra, a deep and relaxing meditation experience that will allow you to let go of distractions and worries and connect with your deeper self. Please relax on your mat with your palms facing up and your feet falling gently out to the side. Position your head comfortably with your head and neck in a neutral position, with your forehead level or slightly higher than your chin. Feel free to place a blanket under your head or a bolster under your knees, whatever you need to feel very comfortable and at ease in this relaxed posture. Now please soften and close your eyes and allow your body to slowly relax and settle into the posture. Come to a place of stillness and try to remain still throughout the practice. If you notice discomfort anywhere in your body at any time, first observe. If it continues to bother you, make any necessary adjustment, and then come back to a place of stillness as soon as possible. Take a deep breath, and as you exhale, let go of all worries and distracting thoughts. Allow your mind to relax completely. Follow the sound of my voice throughout the practice, remaining aware and awake. Now allow the sound and the easy rhythm of your breath to further relax your body. Allow each breath to gently flow through you. Observe sounds outside and inside the room, noticing them without finding any of them disturbing. Feel awareness of your body from the crown of your head to the tips of your toes. Mentally repeat the mantra Om, noticing stillness in your body and awareness in your mind. Again, say to yourself, Om. Keeping your awareness on your whole body on the floor, relaxing. Become aware that you are going to practice Yoga Nidra. Say to yourself, I am aware and I'm going to practice Yoga Nidra. Repeat this to yourself again. The practice of Yoga Nidra begins now. Now is the time to state your sankalpa, a concise vow or affirmation stated to yourself in the present tense. Repeat your sankalpa in your mind 3 times with full awareness, sincerity, and faith. If you do not yet have an affirmation you are working with, simply say to yourself, I am opening myself up to learning more about my deepest self. Return your awareness to your breath. Feel the gentle rise and fall of your chest, rib cage, and abdomen with each slow breath, and feel the nourishing energy of the breath flowing through you. Visualize the front of your body and the space between your navel and your throat. Begin to visualize your breath rising from your navel to your throat with each inhale and slowly descending with each exhale. Now listen to the soft sound of your breath and how it sounds like the mantra, so hum. You can hear the so sound when you inhale and the hum sound when you release your breath. Hear your so hum breath and feel it moving through you easily without effort. Let go of your concentration on the mantra and continue to visualize your breath rising from your navel to your throat like a rolling sea wave. Inhale, breathe, rising up. Exhale, breathe, flowing away. Inhale, breath rising up. Exhale, breath 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 flowing away. Now continue with your natural breath. Awaken the sensation of heat in your body. You are outside on a scorching hot, sunny day. Feel the sweat running down your body. Feel the intense heat on your skin. Even your clothes are so hot from the blazing sun that they seem to scorch your skin. Now allow the sensation of heat to fade away. Experience the sensation of intense cold. Imagine you are standing in the snow in your swimsuit with no shoes on your feet. Visualize the goosebumps rising on your skin, your whole body shivering. Now allow the sensation of cold to fade away. Allow this sensation or awaken the sensation of being wet. You are walking outside in a torrential rain. Water is dripping from your hair. Your drenched clothes are sticking to your skin. Now allow this wet sensation to dissipate. Experience the sensation of being dry. You are standing outside in the most arid desert in the world. Your skin feels parched and tingles from lack of moisture. Your throat feels like sandpaper, craving even a single drop of water. Now allow this sensation of intense dryness to leave you. Concentrate on the space in front of your closed eyelids. This space extends as high and wide and distant as the eye can see. Concentrate on this mind screen and become aware of any colors, patterns, or light you may see. Whatever you see manifested by your mind, continue to be aware of this space, but do not become involved. Practice detached awareness only. Now intensify your imagination and allow yourself to take this journey with me. Imagine you are at your favorite beach, walking along the shore. The sun is rising illuminating brilliant shades of pink and orange in the clouds. You can feel the breath of the sea breeze tickling your skin, smell the salt in the air, and feel the squeeze of sand between your toes. You can hear the sound of gentle waves rolling onto the sand. You flash back to when you were a child. Back in those youthful days, you would skip or run or dance to a favorite song or turn a cartwheel in the grass. But you don't do those things anymore because there are too many serious things to do, and you're expected to act like an adult. But you glance around and notice the beach is deserted. A laugh escapes your lips. You find yourself skipping through the sand and the shallows along the shore, watching the seawater splash all around you. You allow this playful feeling to wash over you like another rolling wave. You break into a run, watching for a flat spot in the sand. Then you rotate down, placing your hands onto the sand and feeling your legs fly over your head as you execute a cartwheel. The years seem to drop away. You feel happy and full of joy, like an innocent child. You feel so free. You raise your arms in the air and twirl around, inhaling a breath of life that has never felt so renewing. Now allow these images to slowly fade away. Come back to your Sankalpa, your affirmation, and repeat it to yourself 3 times with full awareness, sincerity, and faith. Now return your attention to the rhythm and soft sound of your natural breath, feeling its flow in and out of the nostrils. As you maintain your awareness of your slow, easy breath, develop your awareness of your state of physical relaxation. Notice your whole body resting on the mat. Notice the parts of your body that are touching the mat. Your head, your upper back, your elbows and hands, your hips, your calves, your heels. Begin to notice sounds outside the room. Notice sounds inside the room. Visualize the floor, the windows and walls, and the ceiling in the room where you are lying. Slowly start to do the same slow movements or some slow movements. Start to do larger movements and some stretches. And slowly open your eyes. Roll over onto your right side and take at least 5 deep breaths before slowly making your way back up into a seated position. The practice of Yoga Nidra is now complete.